Vertel. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jai Jai Haribol. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. This very special day. It's birthday party of Lord Balaram. Yes. So, happy Balaram Purnima, everyone. Very auspicious day to pray, to serve, to fast. Very auspicious day. So it's really honor to speak on this day, Śhrīmad-Bhāgavatam class. Let's see. We're going to read today from second canto, text, chapter 1, text number 26. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Divim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtikim. And I'm going to read translation of this verses what we just recited. Before reciting the Śhrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome in the heart is almost completely destroyed, and love and service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. That's nice. Text 26. Patalametasya hi padamulam Patalametasya hi padamulam Padhanti parshini prapadera satalam Padhanti parshini prapadera satalam Mahatalam Vishwa Sri Jodha Gulpho Mahatalam Vishwa Sri Jodha Gulpho Talatalam Vai Purushasya Janghe Talatalam Vai Purushasya Janghe Patalametasya hi padamulam Padhanti parshini prapadera satalam Mahatalam Vishwa Sri Jodha Gulpho Talatalam Vai Purushasya Janghe. Please chant.
Patalametasya hi padamulam
Patalametasya hi padamulam
Padhanti parshni prapadera satalam
Mahatalam Vishwa Sri Jodha Gulpho Talatalam Vai Purushasya Janghe. Patalametasya hi padamulam Padhanti parshni prapadera satalam Mahatalam Vishwa Sri Jodha Gulpho Talatalam Vai Purushasya Janghe. Patalam, the planets at the bottom of the universe. Etasya, of his. He, exactly. Padamulam, soles of the feet. Padhanti, they study it. Parshni, the heels. Prapade, the toes. Rasatalam, the planets named Rasatala. Mahatalam, the planets named Mahatala. Vishvasrijaha, of the creator of the universe. Adha, Dāsī. Gulfa, the ankles. Talatalam, the planets named Talatala. Vai, as they are. Purushasya, of the gigantic person. Janke, the shanks. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Persons who have realized it have studied that the planets known as Patala constitute the bottoms of the feet of the universal Lord, and the heels and the toes are the Rasatala planets. The ankles are the Mahatala planets, and his shanks constitute the Talatala planets. Purport. Outside the bodily existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the manifested cosmic existence has no reality. Everything and anything of the manifested world rests on him, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 9.4. But that does not imply that everything and anything in the vision of a materialist is the Supreme Personality. The conception of the universal form of the Lord gives a chance to the materialist to think of the Supreme Lord. But the materialist must know for certain that his visualization of the world in a spirit of lording over it is not God realization. The materialistic view of exploitation of the material resources is occasioned by the illusion of the external energy of the Lord. And as such, if anyone wants to realize the Supreme Truth by conceiving of the universal form of the Lord, he must cultivate the service attitude. Unless the service attitude is revived, the conception of Virat realization will have very little effect on the seer. The transcendental Lord, in any conception of his form, is never a part of the material creation. He keeps his identity as the Supreme Spirit in all circumstances, and is never affected by the three material qualities, for everything material is contaminated. The Lord always exists by his internal energy. The universe is divided into 14 planetary systems. 7 planetary systems called Bhur, Bhuvar, Svar, Mahar, Janas, Tapas, and Satya are upward planetary systems, one above the other. There are also 7 planetary systems downward, known as Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala, gradually one below the other. In this verse, the description begins from the bottom because it is in the line of devotion that the Lord's body description should begin from his feet. Shukadeva Goswami is a recognized devotee of the Lord, and he is exactly correct in that description. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for your online presence as well. First of all, I would like to ask for blessings from all the assembled devotees here and online. May I speak something in line with Shastra and beneficial for everyone, so you might use it in your life. We continue discussing description of universal form of the Lord, which calls Virat Rupa. And this verse explains 14 planetary systems which are above us. So Earth is in the middle, and above us 7, and downward is also another 7 planetary systems. And also it's very interesting to say here that this is conversation, right, of Vyasadeva and Maharaj Parikshit. And even though it says here, Shukadeva Goswami is a recognized devotee of the Lord, and he is exactly correct in his description that, even though he is a self-realized person, he completely knows everything, but he takes this humble position, which is very beneficial. And in this way, everything is revealed to him. And in our Vaishnava tradition, we start describing the Lord. Usually when we start worshiping the Lord, we start from his lotus feet. So, and here also, even though it's supposedly, hellish planets, which they are, but it's still, it describes as a part of the body of the Lord, of the universal form of the Lord, these planets. And so hellish planets and heavenly planets. We know a lot about this. Nobody wants to go at least to the heavenly planets. At least one, at least the hellish planets. And actually, in the 5th canto of Śhrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it's very, very vividly describes all the hellish planets, and it's really intense. It's very intense. And from that, we see, if you read, you see that there are different things are going on, which is considered to be punishment. And but people not in the God consciousness, not people who don't have spiritual life, they would consider this as enjoyment. What I mean by that is that, for example, there is a planet where person engaged in sexual intercourse 24 hours a day without stoppage, and it's hellish planet, right? But here, if you ask any materialist person, he would think it's actually heavenly planet, but actually it's not. So you see how perverted everything, the understanding of people, that we don't even know that we are. It's actually suffering. It binds, and people don't know. Whatever they do, they will experience that in the heavenly planet, in the hellish planets. Heavenly planets also is not the best place to be. It's still for materialistic people, and for our understanding, it's also very heavenly planets. The enjoyment there, it's 1,000 times more than here. Imagine here you enjoy your favorite food, or you enjoy talk with your favorite person, right? Or you enjoy just doing something what you really like, riding a bike, or pick up flowers, or doing design, right? Whatever you like. So you kind of enjoy it so much. And in heavenly planets, it increased thousands times. So we can only imagine how supposedly amazing life is there. But again, it says that it's for materialistic people. And to go beyond that, we have to really develop taste for devotional service. Because devotional service, it's much higher than even heavenly planets. And usually we see the devotees, they don't really have desire to go to the heavenly planets. They want to serve Krishna. And there is a very nice expression. I believe Srila Prabhupada said it, that actually he might refer it from somewhere, from scriptures, that devotee usually prays that no matter where I'm going, it can be hellish planets, it can be heavenly planets, it can be this earth, it can be anywhere. But as long as I can see Lord, as long as I can serve Lord, I don't mind, I don't care. So this is the position of devotee. So a devotee goes beyond these conceptions. And to serve. Even Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that when devotees would ask him about different, they were asking him about the moon, which is Chandra, and he said that actually this is heavenly planet. You know, at least it's better to go there than to hellish planet, but it's still material planet. And he says we have to go there and preach there. So to make people, because they're also materialistic people. You know, what does it mean, materialistic people? That there are other desire than to serve the Lord. And this can be, we know about 3 modes of material nature, which is goodness, passion, and ignorance. And even our devotional service can be in these 3 modes, which is really interesting feature. We see different devotees and different moods in devotees, right? And I just want to describe these 3. One is devotion in tamaguna, right? So even though devotees serve the Lord, but still they have, it's like it's angry. They're always in angry mood. They're always in the envious mood, and because motivation is to show that I'm doing something. So it's His Holiness Jayapāda Goswami Maharaj says it's separated motivation. So it's separated motivation from what really Lord wants from us. And so in this way, he also says very interesting thing that when we we serve, but we're in the mode of ignorance, right? It's very hard to develop intimate relationships with the Lord. It's almost impossible because it's not exactly what Krishna wants from us. So there is also mood, what Krishna wants from us to imbibe, to develop. And it says in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, the last few verses, that what Krishna really appreciates in devotees. So it's nice to try to develop. It's we can be all in these different modes sometimes, right? But it's very important to kind of. That's why we read Bhagavad Gita. The Lord personally tells you, right, like what needs to be done and how we can achieve His mercy and His love. So it's how simple is that? Another mode which we know, it's passion. So devotional service can be also in a mode of passion, which means that the motivation to serve is to get something out of it. So, and how it works is when we do something, but then the intention is inside that, well, I've done so much, like why I still experience this misery, why Krishna doesn't give me anything, I'm doing that and I'm doing this, why it's, I'm not getting anything, like how come is that? So this is mode of passion, when you try to get something out of it. And it's also considered to be, separative mood. And Krishna might not be pleased with that. So we have to understand that actually devotional service is, it's very important. It's what we do outwardly. It's important because we still have to do our duties and different things. But what's very important is intention, why we do something. So, and that's what Lord will see also. Of course, He'll see all the good stuff. Even if intention is bad, but you still outwardly do something good for others, He will notice that. If intention is good, but somehow or other you're not able to perform this nicely, outwardly, maybe people envy with you, or maybe people, devotees upset with you, right? Still, Krishna will see your intention. So He sees good things, which is good. We see Lord is very merciful. And He is strict Father, but He is also very, very merciful and kind. So it's in His interest, right? And so the goodness is much better than these two modes, but still it's not the highest level what we can achieve. And in goodness, it also brings separatism from the mood, right, of the Lord, what it needs to be done. Because when goodness usually it's when everything is not that bad, and we just think that yes, I have okay material position in life. I have okay friends, it's nice. Maybe I have a house, kids or a family. But it's also very dangerous because we can stuck in this position, right? When you think, usually when like mode of passion, it's very prominent when you want to get something, right? Even when you want to get yourself into mode of goodness, you kind of have to use mode of passion, right, to do something. Mode of passion, it's a impetus to do something. We know the Lord Brahma, right? He created this using mode of passion, and so and when you achieve any kind of things what you really wanted, it's very easy to stuck in there. That now my life is good. Now I have this job. Now I have this service. Now everything is so nice. Everything will become better and better and better, right? And still it's not the best. It's much better, and we have to really, really try to be in goodness, right? Like in purpose. But still, the best thing is just attach yourself to devotional service. And when we attach ourselves to devotional service, that this is actually considered to be mood without any separatism. That, like I said before, the devotee doesn't care where he's going, hellish planets or heavenly planets, he just wants to serve. This is the right mood. So the mood is, no matter what's going on, there will be so many difficulties, and Krishna will give us tests. But if we attach ourselves not to mode of goodness or to mode of passion, just to do something, whatever is going on, but to devotional service offered to the Lord, at some point we will achieve. Krishna promises that. We will achieve the Lord, and everything will be fine. And the best way to do that is to study prayers of a great devotees. Why we sing the bhajans, right? When devotees, like pure devotees of the Lord, sing about that I have no love for Krishna. It's really amazing. But to speak about Adva, if they don't have love. So, but studying their songs and their prayers, we can really develop this mood at least to put effort to get this attachment to devotional service. It's like, it's not different that we have when we sing bhajans or when we read prayers of exalted devotees. It's not different from their association. So it's you directly associate with them, which is amazing. And we know how we develop all good qualities by our association. So if you associate with angry and envious people, you will at some point you will become like that. Or you can change, but most likely you'll become like that, right? But if you associate with people in goodness and which are tolerate, they have all these qualities, and even if you appreciate that, you will get these qualities yourself. And it works 100%. because our acharyas did like that. So we just follow in footsteps. And there is very nice, very famous prayer of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what we recite every morning, Shikshastakam. He says this very nice verse, Nadanam najanam nasundriyam kavitam va jagadisha kamaya mama janmani janmanishvare vavartam bhaktir ahaiti kitvai. It means that I don't want any number of followers. I don't want a beautiful wife, beautiful husband. I don't know. We can adjust it a little bit, right? I just want your causeless mercy, birth after birth. So devotee doesn't even consider that, I have to go somewhere. As long as, I'm engaged in service, I'll be fine. And this is what I want. And of course it's very, I'm in one group of devotees, like a reading group, discussion group, and then Mataji, she always says, there is a very nice prayer that something about surrendering. I don't remember by heart right now, but I'm just surrendering unto you, right, my Lord? And after we read it all the time, she would say, yeah, it's a very beautiful prayer, but it's very also deep. I don't know whether I'm ready to say it even, because when I say, my Lord, I'm surrendering to you, do whatever you want. How do I know whether he would do all good to me? This. So it's hard. It's not the easy thing to do that. But the best part of it, that when you say at least once in your life, great. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Chaitanya Charitamrita that at least if one once says, I'm surrendered unto you, he will take care of this person, no matter what is going on. Even once, even if you don't mean it, even if you just say it, even in joking mood, but you just say it. He takes responsibility for you. Isn't it amazing? So these prayers are very deep, and I don't, honestly speaking for myself, I don't think there will be a time when I will be able to understand these prayers, or at least, go into mood to these prayers. But at least, that I read this interesting thing from His Holiness Kadamba Swami. He says that attempt to pray is already prayer. Krishna counts it as a prayer, attempt to pray. Even your desire to pray. That we, I don't know how to pray, but even if you say, Krishna, I don't know how to pray, please teach me how to pray, right? This is already prayer. This is how amazing it is. Yes, and in this way, Lord Chaitanya's mood, he came here especially to show us how devotee should be. Again, His Holiness Kadamba Swami Maharaj, he says that Chaitanya Charitamrita book is, we should read it in the mood of role models. It means that we have to try to see how devotees lived with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and what kind of qualities did they have, and try to pray for these qualities in ourselves. Yeah. So it's nice to study these prayers. Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also it's very interesting that he didn't leave anything behind. Anything, nothing, no books, no nothing. He just left 8 verses. It must be potent. He left only 8 verses. And it says that in these verses, if you just study these verses for the rest of your life, you'll be very successful. Krishna will reveal Himself to you. And that's why we recite it every morning, and we recite translation also, this is of one verse. Also, a very interesting thing is about the devotion, how like we desire these things, right? Like even we desire devotional service, at least maybe in your mind because you read the books and you know that it's a good thing to desire. Still Krishna gives some kind of difficulties to us, which are sometimes seems like a little bit intense, And we speak a lot about that, why it's going on, right? Because Krishna wants you to bring, he brings to bring you closer to him. So it's for our own good, for our own purification. But also, I just heard yesterday a very nice thing, that he, makes us wait for something or puts us in seemingly difficulties. It's because he wants to increase our love for him. And His Holiness Jayapāda Goswami gives a very interesting example, is that when, for example, you haven't seen your guru for a while, or how devotees, they were eager to see Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada, now we have at least, sannyasis and gurus, kind of. They bless us with their presence here quite often, before COVID at least. But before, there was only Srila Prabhupada, and he would travel around the world. And devotees, they were so eager to see Srila Prabhupada. And already, they knew that Srila Prabhupada is coming maybe in 1 month, right, or in a week, or in a few months. And they really started preparing different things. And this anticipation, this is what really brings this taste, because usually when Guru comes, of course, you serve nicely, right? But then you start taking for granted. It's just a nature. It's just a nature of a human being. We start taking things for granted. But when you're really in anticipation, this is where real devotion can arise. We see this example with, for example, gopis, right? When Krishna left, that's it, their life was finished, and they started just, immediately went to Samadhi, to meditate on Krishna. They wouldn't think about anything else, and their love increased 1,000 times than it was when Krishna was present there, which was already amazing. We can only imagine. How is it? Right? The same. So Krishna gives us these timings to increase our life. I give you a very nice example about this situation with coronavirus, because at least before, maybe a few months back, I kept hearing from all the different devotees all over the world, a very interesting thing. They would say, it was very short but very nice, they would say, what, this is my last life. I'm not going to go through this again. I'll do everything. I'll do whatever is needed for Krishna, but you know what, I don't want to come back here. And now I understand, why. Because you see all these miseries are coming, we cannot do anything. And you understand why you're doing things. You understand that, you don't want to be here, but you're still here. So, and in this way, your devotion becomes much stronger, and devotees understand, okay, I keep this desire in my heart, but still, it's an amazing opportunity to do something for Krishna. Amazing opportunity. And devotee sees this life like that. If there was opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead, right now, right? It's interesting to think sometimes about these things, right? What really holds you here, and what is not holding you here, right? To understand what's the higher purpose. Because you see, pure devotees, they put themselves in these difficult situations kind of similarly in purpose. They're just ready to go through all these difficulties. They're ready to suffer for others. This is really, it's an exalted quality of a devotee. He's ready to do it, someone asked me about that recently. I was thinking, I don't know whether I can. Well, of course I don't want to be here, definitely. But I was thinking, but I'm still so young, and I can distribute so many books, and kind of help so many people. So might be, maybe I would ask Krishna for a little bit more time here, kind of in this way. But it's interesting just to see for yourself, ask yourself these kind of questions. Even happen right now. What will happen? Yes. So don't take other people for granted. And intensity of devotional service is anticipation. So we, how to put it in nice words. that actually, when we wait for something, it's a very good timings. First of all, my Guru Maharaj says this time is to prepare. Krishna doesn't give you this time just like, because he has nothing to do, Oh yeah, wait for 5 years, right? And then I'll be with you. No, he does it on purpose. He does it on purpose to prepare, so that we could prepare ourselves for something really huge was coming. And that's why we can use this time, still keep this desire to really go back home, back to Godhead, but do things, nice things. And yeah, another thing he said. So, well, just one more point about the heavenly planets. Once I heard a lecture, I don't remember who was giving that, but it's interesting how we even go through, when a soul leaves the body, even the devotee, right? Still, there can be, if it's separated, right? If it's still, we have some kind of desires, not only devotional service, there is still chance that devotees would kind of deviate a little bit. And how, and this person was saying a very interesting thing, that because the soul can go straight back to Krishna, right? If you've done everything right in this lifetime. But still, if there is at least a little bit of, some kind of curiosity or some kind of, imagine like soul goes to the right, to go up and down, and then like, oh, let me see what's going on in these heavenly planets. Let me see. Let's see, deviation. You see, so it's really, really, the sincerity to get Krishna, really sincere. And how we can develop it? By waiting. Because if you get something just like that, very easy, you won't appreciate it. You'll appreciate it for some time, but then you won't. But if you're waiting for that all your life, if you're waiting for that, you're, how many lifetimes, right? Or at least, let's say, okay, 5 years you're waiting for something. Like really, really badly, you want something. And then you get it, you would appreciate that for the rest of your life. That's also a nice thing to meditate upon. Yes. So we have to become really sincere and straightforward in our devotional service with Krishna and with our Guru. It's very nice. I don't think one more about. Yeah, Krishna doesn't want me to say it, but so are there any reflections, corrections, questions? If you can check phone, I don't have access here, unfortunately. If they're on something on Facebook. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Mama Janmani Janmanishwari, Bhavatam Bhaktir Ahoy Tukitvayi. Bhavatam Bhaktir Ahoy Tukitvayi. It's there also. We have, these sheets with yes. It's very nice. Yes. Also, you see, it's very important. Many devotees, Sanskrit. It's an amazing language. It's a language of demigods, and of course, Krishna speaks Sanskrit, and we learn Sanskrit. It's very nice. Also, it's very important to understand what we're learning. So Sanskrit needs to go along with your language to understand.
bhakti is beyond anything.
Yes.
Adokshaya.
Yes.
That's the main thing, the highest state.
Yes.
So that has to be without expectancy.
Yes. This is the highest level what can be, right?
There was that mention that Shikshastaka verse.
Mm-hmm.
It is Bhavata, right? Bhavata, yeah.
Yes.
That's for Bhagavan.
Yes. That's nice. Anything, Digdati? Okay. All right, then we can end here. So, actually, I wanted to speak a little bit, 2 more minutes about Lord Balaram. Well, it's Balaram Purnima today, and again, happy Balaram Purnima, everyone. This is extremely auspicious day to worship Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram is very interesting. He, as I remember him, and at least what I do in our prayers, he, the one who gives strength. So Lord Balaram is very, very strong, well, physically and also spiritually. So it's very nice to pray to Lord Balaram to achieve spiritual strength. And what is spiritual strength? Spiritual strength is when you know what's the right thing to do, and you have strength to do that. You have strength to follow it. You have strength to, because again, we've been discussing a lot in our Bhagavatam classes that what is this force, right? What makes person do something what he or she doesn't even want? What is this force? Lust, right? We know from Bhagavad Gita. But Lord Balaram can save you from all these things. He can save us. If we just pray to Lord Balaram for spiritual strength, he will be able to do that in 1 second, like that. I don't know how to do this. In 1 second, he can do that. Well, but for that we have to be sincere. The way you surrender art to me, I reciprocate accordingly. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. That's why, if you ask for 1%, he'll give 1%. If you surrender 100%, he'll give you 100% back. So if you really desire, if you have sincere desire to, it can be anything, to cleanse the heart from all different qualities, what I have. You just pray to Lord Balaram and he will do that for you. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to pray intensely, with intense desire to get rid of all this stuff from your heart. And he's able to do that, which is really amazing. So today is a very good day to start, to continue. And it's his birthday, it's party time. So, Lord Balaram ki Jai, Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bo, Jai. All glories to the devotees in the live studio and all glories to the devotees online. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I have to stop it. Yes. There are so many things, you can say, but I guess someone else will say today.